And another day, another dollar. Sean Cornelius Watkins. Welcome to the Beat the Best podcast. It's your host with Betamax84 and Sean Watkins. How are you doing, Playboy?
Man, I am fantastic. Living it up in lovely Baltimore, Maryland right now. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
we're both on location. I'm here at the Lee Farm here in Salem, Oregon. And, I got the greenery behind me. You're in the hotel room. We're men of nature, sir. We're all around the
Yes,
world.
yes, sir. That's how we do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's been a hell of a week, Sean. I'm going to be moving across the road. I'm going to be moving to Beaverton. For those who don't know, I live in Portland, Oregon. So I think we'll
Nice.
probably be dark next week. But we got a lot of things in transition. We also have where the WNBA will be taking a break because of the World Games. And, we're still in NFL preseason. So we're in this weird summer lull. So it's a great time, actually, for us to take a moment. But I wanted to give you your flowers, sir, on video and audio, bro. You're the man in this piece, bro. You sent 2 kids off to college, sir.
Man, I appreciate that, man. It's awesome, bro, because it's not easy. It takes a village.
Yeah.
I got my daughter, Joy Watkins. She just finished her first year of grad school at the great Johns Hopkins
Yes, sir.
University, man, one of
Yes,
the
sir.
best medical schools in the country. And I am here in Baltimore now, dropping my son off to Coppin State, HBCU. He's starting his freshman year on Monday, so in a couple of days. So it's amazing, man. Fatherhood is I don't take it lightly. I even though it takes a village, I am there. I show up for my kids, and I want to make sure that they have the best opportunities, man, because this world's not going to give you anything. So you got to go out and you got to take it. So I want to give my kids the best opportunity to go get it. I feel like I have, and I am extremely proud. Like I said, it's not easy, especially my son is my youngest, so he's the last to go, and so it's a little scary. He's a little scary. I think he's a little scared, and
Yeah.
which he should be. I mean, he's 2,000 miles away from home. He grew up in Vegas, so but he's taking it like a champ. I'm super proud of him. He's ready for the challenge, and so um, we're gonna see. Like I said, I feel like he's gonna do well. He's gonna do great things, and but like I said, fatherhood is, man, this is what it's all about.
Yeah,
We talked
Sean,
about going
uh,
broke.
no,
Yes,
man.
we're gonna go broke for it, right?
I
For
just
these
wanted
kids.
to hop in, man. Like I sent, I'm not even going to take the record for this. I mean, Carrie is the one who set up Mia's college fund, Mia's mother. Shout out to Carrie. She never listens to the podcast, but I'm gonna shout her out anyway.
Yeah,
And she
absolutely.
just had the foresight and wherewithal to set up her college fund that we both paid into. And now she's reaping the benefits at U of O. So as I'm proud as a dad, so I can't even imagine how proud you are as a dad to do it 2 times. Johns Hopkins, for those who don't know, is um, a reputable, beautiful place to go to college, and you have to have a lot of brains for it. And to be able to do that and have you do it 2 times, both kids, man, is it just gotta put your hands together and give you the kudos for it, dog.
I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it. It's not easy.
Mhm.
It's scary. Like I said, we live in Las Vegas, and I raised both my kids there, and for them to go so far away. And like I said, this is my daughter's graduate degree, so she got her undergraduate last year
Yeah.
from Delaware State, another HBCU. So she's well on her way, and she's gonna get her master's in nursing, take care of the old man, get me healthy, get me right.
Yeah, we're going to
And
be old and decrepit by then. I mean, my back's just
yes.
now healing from last week after feeling like
Oh
crushed graham cracker crust.
oh my
The way I've
goodness.
been trying to play basketball, I'll probably have to go down to 1 day a week. But I digress. Sean, the WNBA is killing people. For those who
Right.
don't know, this whole podcast is about the WNBA and how they've grown leaps and bounds. And just like a real person, the WNBA has growing pains. The WNBA's media package has expanded 4 to 6-fold, going from $60 million to $200 million per year, meaning there are more eyeballs, more writers are covering the women, more advertisers are sponsoring these women, which means we're all paying attention more. Methinks that the coverage of the WNBA is very similar to men's and then dissimilar to men's because we happen to be focusing on the petty items instead of what's actually going on court. Sean, the WNBA's growing pains, is this part of the effect of a new league, or are they genuinely being covered different from their male counterparts?
I can't say that it's it's the coverage of a new league because it's been around 30 years. Anything that's been around 30 years, I can't consider it new.
Hmm.
But I think they just don't know how to cover it because when this league came into its inception in 1997, they didn't know it was going to last, but they knew that the women were good enough to play and make their own league. Because if anybody that doesn't know, just give you a little history, women who if they played college basketball and they were really great, they basically went overseas, and that's where they made all their money. They went overseas and played. So the NBA wanted to help create a women's NBA, so these ladies can play and stay stateside. And so
Be specific, subsidized at first by the men's NBA.
By the men's NBA, yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
By the NBA, subsidized so they can basically come together and create this women's league, and so they could stay home, play in front of their family and friends, and here we are 30 years later. So I think they just, with all this new recognition, they just don't know how to advertise it. They don't know what to do yet, and so this is all new to them. So we have to, as fans, we got to give them grace. I love it. I love all the coverage, but we didn't know how to cover it. So when the NBA in its inception, think about the NBA is almost 80 years old. So there was no TV deals. You barely saw games. Games were on tape delay. Yeah. So, they were still fumbling through it too. So they could kind of have these growing pains.
Yeah. Let me interject right there, Sean, because you make a very good point. So someone did a comparison, the NBA at their 30-year mark and the WNBA at their 30-year mark. You'd probably be surprised to know that the NBA at their 30-year mark is eclipsed by the WNBA at their 30-year mark.
Absolutely.
The WNBA is further along.
Yes. And you want to ask, most people will ask, why is that? It's because media coverage. So the NBA didn't have media coverage back then. It was just really learning how to become a league, sustained, building contracts, things like that, getting these players paid. And like I said, it was a different time. But with the WNBA, you've got these media deals. Even when they first started 30 years ago, they were probably farther along than when the NBA started back in the 50s. So with these media contracts, things going on like that, it's a different league. So it's a different situation. And I think with women, and this is just my opinion, with women, they don't know how to cover it because it's never been this big. This is uncharted territory for the women. So they don't know what to do. Like I think we mentioned on a previous show, that the WNBA and media in general, I just don't think they know how to promote the league. So guess what? So they pick up a specific player. We know who that player is. Focus on them. And then with that becomes their fans, that particular person's fans. And now you brought them in. And now, so they don't know how to do like with the NBA, instead of promoting one star, the NBA promoted multiple stars. This is the league of stars. This is not just one. And so the W doesn't really know how to do that. So it's growing pains right now. They're learning to do these things. So I think they'll get there, but that's what we're seeing right now.
You make some good points. I have to fire back and fight back on some of your issues here. I think to one degree you're right. There are real growing pains, and media has a lot to do with it. I do think there feels like, again, that don't have a lot of proof, but it feels like the media in general, especially social media, has a tendency to report more on the salacious nature of stories than what's actually happening on the basketball court. Okay. Let's use some examples. I haven't seen any Courtney Mitchell stories.
You mean Kelsey Mitchell?
I'm sorry, Kelsey Mitchell stories.
Mm-hmm.
Kelsey Mitchell's been killing it. She's shooting, I think, damn near 50% from three. There's no stories. You know what story I have seen? I've seen that Brittany Griner is divorcing her wife and has to pay out child support for some kids. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, I don't even know what Brittany Griner's numbers are this year, if she's
Right.
playing well or not, how her rotations are going. But they were quick to report the fact that Brittany Griner is divorcing her wife. And I'm like, is that even like, does that even make sense? Not saying, hear me out, not saying that NBA players aren't exempt from that. The media is quick to report on, somebody having a baby outside of their marriage or what NBA player is screwing an Instagram model. I'm merely saying that with that coverage for the league also comes the coverage of their numbers, but we don't seem to get that same two-stacked reporting for the W.
Well, and here's why. Here's why you don't get that. The NBA has always been marketed as you have a bunch of players, but you have teams, right? So 60s were the Celtics, right? They were if people who know basketball, the Celtics ran the 60s. 70s, there were different teams, they were coming up. The 80s, the Lakers, even though we had Magic and Bird, the Lakers and the Celtics, those teams ran the league. And then when you get to the 90s, you get to Michael Jordan. You get the Bulls, though. But it's Michael Jordan, you get the Bulls. So at the end of the day, a lot of these fans for the W don't know the teams. They know players, but they don't know the teams.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why you're not getting the same exposure. That's why, okay, we know Brittany Griner. If I go into a crowd of people and I yell out, anybody knows who Brittany Griner is? They'll go, oh yeah, I've heard of her. She's 6'something, 6'7", 6'8" women basketball player. But if I say, have any of you seen the Connecticut Sun play? They'd be like, Connecticut Sun, what's that? Is that hockey? There's a lot of, even though there's a lot of fans.
You're talking about brand recognition.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of fans for players, but not for the teams in the league. So, like I said, I've been watching since '97, so I followed the teams. I remember it was LA, it was New York, it was Houston. Back in the day, there was a team in Detroit. Portland had a team. The Portland just got a team. This is their first year. So a lot of people don't know that. So they don't know who Connecticut. They don't even know that Connecticut, this is their last season there.
No, I get what you're saying, but where are you going with the different type of coverage though? Because I hear you.
But that's the thing. In the NBA, even in its early stages, there were teams and there were players. There were both. Right now, the W is not popular enough for people to know teams. They know players. So to enable to promote it, guess what? We're going to promote the player, but Brittany Griner is older. She's not playing a whole lot. She's been hurt a lot. So, but she's one of the faces of the league, if you will. So guess what? We're going to talk about her getting a divorce instead of talking about her play on the court, because that's going to get us the eyeballs. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, we don't, and listen, I mean this with all due respect. But let's go to Michael Jordan when he went to the Wizards.
Okay.
We didn't give two shits. Excuse my language, but we didn't give two shits about what Michael Jordan was doing off the court. We just wanted to see him play, and we knew he was playing for the Wizards. In the W, they don't know that. So they, in order to get the eyeballs, the W and media feels like we got to promote these things that don't matter. I mean, and not saying
let me jump in.
Yeah,
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Okay.
So that's my opinion though. Go ahead.
What I'm saying is there's two things in life. You and I both know there's two things that can be true most times. However, some people are myopic and they can't see that there's often more than two lanes to go down, right?
Sure.
Two things can be true. You can talk about the salacious nature of athletes, which is part of pop culture. That's not anything new. And you can report on the incredible athleticism of what you're seeing, okay? I don't recall anybody talking about Larry Bird when he was playing and the fact that he didn't talk to his daughter for 20 years or whatever. Or talk about whatever else was that. Some of these off-court things with NBA men, we only are coming into after they retired. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, are talking about how NBA players tricked off, millions of their contract money. These are constant stories in the WNBA with no mention of what they're doing on court.
Well, see, and you're speaking to my point. So that's why you got to hear my point.
Yeah.
My point is the W is not as popular as the NBA was or is. And the NBA was about the players. Like there's so many players in fraternity suits. But let me ask you this. When you hear about I'm not going to name a specific player, but when you hear about the fraternity suit and they've got 6 kids by 3 baby mamas,
Yeah.
that's a news site. That's not even a full news cycle. That's a day, maybe 2.
Right.
Whereas with Brittany Griner, or let's go, Sophie Cunningham. You hear about her with the whole transgender. That went on for a week.
It's a 2-week news cycle.
Yeah, it's a 2-week news cycle. Why? Because look, and Sophie Cunningham is a solid player.
Solid bench player.
She's a solid bench player. So why are we talking about it? Because they're trying to keep these eyeballs and keep the interest in today's climate, because they don't know the teams. Like I could probably go out in the middle. I'm in Baltimore, Maryland. I could go out and say, I could probably ask 10 people, do you know who Sophie Cunningham is? And I'm willing to bet maybe one person knows.
I'll say 50%. I'll say 5 out of 10 people.
Okay. And I would say less.
Okay.
But right now, Larry Bird's been retired 30 plus years, maybe. I could go and say, hey, do you know who Larry Bird is? They would know because they know the player. Do you know who Larry Bird played for? They know. And see, the WNBA, all I'm saying is the WNBA hasn't gotten there yet. So they're going through that and they want to keep the eyeballs. So you got to put the messiness. Like you said, you said so beautifully. Nobody's talking about Kelsey Mitchell. Nobody. Yeah. She's leading the Fever, and the Fever are a top 3, top 4 team. She's leading them in scoring. Nobody's talking about her. And here's the thing. Nobody will know this, and I know this. She's doing it while going to get her PhD. She's working on her PhD right now. Am I serious?
And that's not serious? And that's not a storyline. You feel me? So this is the beauty of why I love you as my co-host, sir, because you lead me to my next point. Okay. Sure. The WNBA, in my opinion, for all the people who say I know everything and I shouldn't be talking, but they can all eat a D. Right. The WNBA is suffering from a lack of marketing understanding. They do not understand the stories that are supposed to be written about these athletes to make us care about what happens on the floor. Mm-hmm. Their marketing is all screwed up, because that's a great point. Why don't we know more about that? How do we not know? Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark are a 1-2 punch for that ass. People aren't talking about it. No. What your girl McBride for the Lynx is a stone cold killer this season from 3-ball.
Listen, 50. She's almost 50, 40, 90, which we throw that in the air for every NBA player.
You're giving me chills. Close. You're giving me chills.
You know what I'm saying?
Anybody who knows ball knows 50, 40, 90 is the holy grail for stat lines.
Exactly. So it's just they don't know it. Like I miss the days like we're of a certain age, so we watch the NBA, and you remember the promos on NBC. And so they'd have the promo when Barkley was getting ready to match up against Reggie Miller. And it was, and they would talk about Charles Barkley's leading his Phoenix Suns. And they're doing, and Bob Costas shout out to Bob Costas. He was magnificent. He would give all the stats, and Charles Barkley's doing his thing. And now he's running up against this matchup. And then they would jump over to Reggie Miller, the sharpshooter from Indiana. And he's got his team playing well. And so they will promote the matchups. The WNBA doesn't do that on a strong level like they should. And so that's why you're not getting that. You're not getting those, people are really paying attention. They want the drama.
Yeah. To your point, it feels like salaciousness is put to the forefront. Fine. Sure. Maybe that was okay before everyone was on TV and before. I see WNBA players all through my scrolls and on IG and Twitter now. Like it's constant, and obviously because I'm into sports. But I don't remember seeing the threads like that to where you just see people talking about the W a lot more frequently. And now you're getting mainstream media and social media talking about these issues and talking about, what 2 teammates are having sex with each other doesn't cut it for me. That's a great storyline as a byline. Like, oh yeah, and so are dating. Cool. Okay. But we're talking about other issues of things that are happening in the WNBA that should be paid attention to, not just sidesteps. Like you said, Jordy's getting her PhD. No one's talking about it. McBride's damn near 50, 40, 90. Nobody's talking about it. Shorty for the Aces hit a 3-ball to go into overtime, then another 3-ball to win it a couple weeks back. I'm like,
Right.
why are we not talking about these
Yeah,
things?
it's a short news cycle. You get it for that night and maybe the next day, and then it's done. But think about it. When we were younger and we watched Michael Jordan and he made a play, we were talking about Michael Jordan's amazing plays for a week till we saw another one. And not saying they played one.
Although he's a fair assessment. He gave you
Well,
greatness.
okay. But any player, you could look at. Let me go Ray Allen back in the day. Like Ray Allen coming, like sometimes he would have games and we would still talk. We would be in the gym talking, man, did you see Ray Allen? We would talk about the plays that he did for at least a week until we saw him again on national television because he played the smaller market, of course. But that's the thing. These are the guys that played on these teams that were really good that we just never paid attention to. But when we saw those games against the bigger market teams, we were talking about them. The W doesn't have that. And that's the problem. So when the W gets that, we're talking about ancillary things. If you ask me, it's like, that's cool that they're dating. Okay, great. That's
Cool.
fine.
Yeah.
But what I want to know about basketball, like I would love to see, like, for example, I watched the Aces and the Lynx play.
Yeah.
I was there live.
I can't believe
And I
you were there
watched.
for that game.
I was there with it, and it was a great game.
Yeah.
Now, Natasha Howard, she's going to be the not the W. I'm sorry, the defensive player of the year. She guards pretty much 1 through 4, maybe even 5. She's solid, and I saw her really. And I love Asia Wilson. Asia Wilson is an MVP candidate. She's guarded Asia Wilson, and I know they helped, but she guarded Asia Wilson the best I've ever seen. But nobody really talked about that matchup. You got the reigning MVP who could win another and get her 5th MVP this year against Natasha Howard, who's probably the best defender on the court.
Yeah.
You didn't even know about that. You didn't know. You were just like watching a good game. We were watching Olivia Miles and we were watching Asia, but we didn't look at those matchups. We didn't look at Jackie Young guarding Kayla McBride.
Yeah.
Jackie Young is solid. One of the best two-way players in the league. We just talked about Kayla McBride being a 50, 40, 90 almost.
Bucket.
Then we don't talk about Courtney Williams. I call her MRA, mid-range
assassin.
She comes off the screen and roll, and it's beautiful. Like, it's the way you want to teach basketball. You want to teach your kids. You come off the screen, and if you're open 15 to 17 feet, you pop that.
And she cashes out.
Do something different. Yeah.
Right. So to your point, I found it almost offensive that the UConn doc coming out is talking about Paige and AZ's relationship. And that's being splattered all over social, which is cool. You know, you're enamored by 2 pretty girls who are dating each other. I get it. What bothers me is I'm like, y'all aren't going to talk about how Dallas is struggling because AZ's been out hurt for the last however many games and she's out for the season. Like, I watched Dallas a few games and I'm like, boy, the floor spacing is trash when AZ Fudd's not on the floor.
Oh, and another thing, Paige has been playing all of the minutes. Like, I watched her against the Aces. Every game against the Aces, she's played damn near the whole game. So she's probably tired. Now she's got to do more now that AZ's out for the season. But we're not talking about it.
We're not talking about it.
We're not at all. and here's another thing. This team right here is so scary. We're not talking about the Golden State Valkyries with Gabby Williams. They're the second best team in the W right now.
I feel like they play harder for 40 minutes than anybody in the league.
And listen, ladies and gentlemen, they're an expansion team. This is only their second season. But we're not talking about it.
We're not talking about it.
You know, because like I said, all these ancillary things that we're talking about, the whole transgender thing which is going on. We've got, we've like I said, just different things, relationships.
Yeah.
This happened at All-Star Weekend, this party and these things. What are we talking about? The game? When is it going to be the main thing? When are we going to talk about basketball? And the quality of basketball is incredible. Like
Yeah.
these ladies are really skilled. So kudos to all the team. Like nobody's really talking about Marina Mabry.
Mhm.
Like she basically went to the Toronto Tempo, and they're an expansion team, and they're dangerous. They got some injuries, but they're a dangerous, good team.
Yeah.
Like if you slip up and don't do your thing, Mabry could go. She scored 53, dog. She could go off.
53, a 53 piece nugget is crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
I know we're going to have a hiatus before we get to the playoffs. I'm really interested to see what happens in the playoffs. I really want to see the basketball storylines that are going to be uncovered. I'm not saying I don't like the salacious storylines because I do. I'm a human. I don't mind reposting certain things. That's fun. But I really would like if more people understood what's actually happened on the floor.
Right.
We constantly talk about Olivia Miles and what she's been able to do as a blue-faced rookie in this league. The fact that the WNBA hasn't taken a marketing budget to promote her is egregious.
It's very egregious.
I can't. I think Jordan's first season, the NBA figured it out in 6 weeks to 8 weeks. Oh, we need to be pushing this kid because he's nice.
Yeah, because he's putting so much pressure and he's averaging over 30 points a game. What are we talking about?
What are we talking about? But for some reason,
Right.
the WNBA is stuck in Caitlin land and worrying about what dude and as Cantor if he's going to be in the WNBA draft. Like, why are we paying attention to these stupid storylines? It's the dumbest thing on earth. I think one of my favorite sports commentators is Joy Taylor. I love her stuff. She's talking about how people are bringing dildos to games and chucking dildos on the floor. Like this stuff is children do stupid things like this. Like these things. Don't even pay it any attention. Don't even report on it.
Right. And shout out to you. Kudos to you. She actually responded to you. I saw that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
saw her comment, man. That's awesome. But yeah, what are we doing? Like, why are we talking about they threw dildos out on the floor? And it's not about the game. And that's the thing that, we had kind of talked about is basically there's two types of fans, right? There's the lifers and guys who really, or people in general, who love the game.
Yeah.
And then there's these new fans that they're casuals. They're there to see 10% basketball and 90% ancillary stupid stuff. Mm-hmm. They want to see the gossip. They want to see all the negative things. But like I said, you've got this gathering and this showing of real fans who love basketball. Olivia Miles, like earlier on, I was like, and I'm a big Aces fan, so I'm biased. But I was like, oh, Asia's leading the league in 3 categories.
Yes.
But Olivia Miles is, if she's not MVP, I don't know what else you could do. Like
Sean, I just want to jump in here and also say, man, like I'm aware, I'm a man. I understand what sells. I understand there's a sexuality aspect of what's going on with the WNBA that's selling the league. But I'm like, there's also pretty women's tennis players, and we take women's tennis seriously. We take women's volleyball seriously. We take women's track and field very seriously. And we don't over-sexualize those endeavors either. Like she's hot, she's a track player, but oh my God, she blew Shorty's doors off. Do you remember how crazy I'm getting chills again. Remember how crazy we were getting during the Women's Olympics when Shorty blew their doors off? I think that was one of my viral videos, had like over 1 million views because I was mind blown how she blew them Shorty's doors off in the 100-meter. We weren't sexualizing her.
Well, here's the difference. When you're thinking of Olympic sports, those are amateur sports. When you're in the Olympics, you're considered, technically you're an amateur. You know what I'm saying? So when you go college volleyball, when you go even Olympics, these are amateur players, even though now they're getting professional money, they're getting sponsors. Mm-hmm. Now you're in a professional league, so it's a little different. So now, and they're having trouble promoting that. So when think about it, with Caitlin Clark and with Juju Watkins and recently, and with all the players, the women's players that have been coming up, college basketball was actually more popular than the W.
Yeah, but I don't know if you're disproving my point, Sean. We didn't sexualize women's college basketball either.
We didn't, exactly. But I think right now they don't, like I said, it goes to they don't know how to promote it. They don't know how to, like, the media and the WNBA don't know how to work together to promote the league, because I don't think they know or feel like the league can stand on just the competition, on just the skill level of these ladies. So they got to put these ancillary and these sexualized things out to get people to watch. And maybe that's maybe that's true for a small percentage of fans. But the people who love basketball, and I'll tell you, my wife in general, when she first started watching, she was like, oh, I'd rather watch the men's game because they're dunking and doing all this. I said, baby, watch the games.
It's a different
watch
game.
the footwork. It's a different game, but watch the footwork, watch the skill level, watch the shot making ability. And ever since she looked at it from a different lens, she loves the game. And I think that's what we have to do. And I think the W has to promote it that way to get these other fans to really see it in that light. Because when they do, it's really a beautiful game.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, Sean. I mean, at the end of the day, I want the W to be successful. I want them to continue to grow. I feel like there's at least room for at least 2 to 3 more expansion teams, and I think they're all going to be financially viable, especially with all the money going into pro sports. Friends, Beat the Best podcast available to you every week. We don't stop. Look at us. I'm in Salem. He's in Baltimore. You know, we're just getting it done because we love talking sports. Remember to share with your friends, especially your enemies. Haters, please comment. We love it. We never get enough of it. Sean and I will be taking a week. I'll be moving next week, and we'll be back in, I think, the second week of September because it's football season. I think, Sean, this might be the end of season 1. And by the time we're back on, will be this episode 1, season 2, which I think is going to be fantastic for us, which is wild that we made it through a whole season of sport. Like, I couldn't ask to have a better co-host, man. I love you, bro. You're amazing.
Man, I love you too, man. I appreciate you allowing me to be on this show. This is amazing. And, good luck with your move. I wish I was there to help you. I probably wouldn't help much because my back feels like crumbled sawdust. But like I said, I love you, bro. I appreciate it, man. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, keep watching. We're going to be back. We're going to get better and better. And we're going to keep giving you this content, whether you like it or not.
Whether you like it or not. For Sean, this is Betamax84, and we will catch you on the flip side.